Hello, life-changing coaches. Y'all, super exciting. I had to look and see if my light was on because I'm looking at myself and I look very dark right now. Um, Today we are talking about something that could truly make all the difference in your business. We are talking about corporate partnerships and wellness programming. I have Debbie Bellinger here with me, and many of you know her as the preeminent voice in this emerging field. So, as we come in, as we get started, I see Tanya is here. Hello, hello. I'm going to ask you to give me a comment, give me a hashtag live if you're here with me live, give me a hashtag replay if you're here with me in the replay. Either way, I will see your comments. And here is my question for you. What is the difference to you between being a fitness pro and being a health pro and being a wellness pro? So I want to hear your questions and your kind of interpretation on that, because as Debbie and I are going through this discussion, we can tailor a little bit more of what we talk about based on your understanding and your questions around that. So what's the difference between being a fitness pro, being a health pro, being a wellness pro? Today, we're talking about fitness programming, health programming, wellness programming, and how to use your applicable skills that you already possess to create corporate partnerships that could be highly lucrative to your business. But before I bring Debbie on, let me say this. This is the Fit Pros Business Show for professional fitness and health coaches. I'm Kelly Coulter. I led a dual career in fitness and in marketing for 20 years. Since I left the corporate world, I have helped thousands of fit pros bootstrap their businesses quickly without all the drama while creating profit from day one. My mission is simple. As pros, we all have a unique mix of experiences, expertise, education, and personality that makes us perfect to serve our own unique audiences with our own specialized result. It's my mission to help you find and serve your own special audience. I want you to serve clients that you love and make a real living doing it. That's why I give you my step-by-step method on how to get your first clients and how to get your next clients right now. So this show is where I empower you by teaching you the tools and skills that give you choices in your career. All right, so let's get started changing some lives, people. I'm going to bring Debbie on. Hello, my friend.
Hello.
I'm going to do this to us. All right. Yeah, so good to see you. Always a good discussion and always lots of people super interested. So I'm excited to see that we've got quite a few here live with us, and I know by the end of the day we're going to have a lot of replays as well. So will you start out by just giving us, I don't know, the minute long rundown on your illustrious career? I know that's going to be hard to do.
Yes, I will. So I am back in South Carolina, and my illustrious career is having grown up through fitness coordinator, fitness university coordinator. You know how it goes, to fitness coordinator, to general manager, to operations in the clubs, that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
To healthcare and medical
Yes.
wellness and wellness programming. So that happened for me in South Carolina many moons ago as the first director of wellness.
Where she was my boss, you guys.
Yes, true story. At Health Directions, this is a true story. And, I brought all my fitness skills with me, but then I was in a healthcare environment dealing with patients and the community. And so I learned programming for deconditioned, overweight, out of shape. Yes, we had an illustrious, I like that word, Group X schedule, and Kelly was part of that. We had over 120 Group X classes a week at Health Directions, and that was in, gosh, I left that role in 2010, if you can imagine that, and a robust personal training program. But along that journey, with my success there, then I learned to create wellness programs for patients that, had compromised health and post-recovery and post-surgery, pre-surgery, all those things. And then I went on to North Carolina to learn more about medical wellness as the first director of wellness for Caremont Medical Group. And that moved me even further down the path of population health, medical wellness programming for patients, for the community, creating a fitness center into a medical wellness center, because we welcomed all shapes, sizes, ages, stages, conditions of health or lack thereof. And I loved that chapter of my career. It feels so good to give people hope that they can move and feel better for the simple daily tasks of life, or a hike with their granddaughter, or their first big trip internationally, and they're going to walk, like they go to Italy and they're going to walk every day, and need to know they have some fitness level that they can walk for 10,000
Yes.
steps a day, and they've been doing nothing. And I went on from that to be recruited into a senior vice president role in South Florida for the Y. That job evaporated with COVID. I spent one more year in corporate America as director of health management for an insurance company. And then I met Kelly, and I probably vomited all over her my corporate woes.
And I was like, I hear you, girlfriend, because I just went through that not too long ago.
And it was like, just, when God presents you with something, and I was dying in that job. I was dying. And I took Kelly's boot camp in November of 2021, which is now your Kickstart.
Yep.
And I quit the job. And I joined the group, and I show up with all my questions. I'm the question queen, and I'm doing it. I am running my own business now, and my innovation is back. My creativity is back. My happy is back. It's a great thing. So I was going to leave it at that. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And yes, I so agree. I was thinking about it the other day. You guys, let me tell you, Debbie did have a little technical difficulty with her computer, so she had to come from her phone. So yeah, her sound is a little fuzzy. We're gonna just get through it, and it'll be okay. She'll do what she can, but yeah, the sound is a little fuzzy for everybody. So I was thinking about this the other day, because I was thinking about just like how friggin' happy I am in my life, and how awesome it is to be able to like build a community just around what the people that vibe with you, like the people who don't, they see their way out, the people who don't want the same things as you, and the people that aren't smelling what you're cooking, they see their way out. And so it's like, yes, you create this echo chamber, but it's almost like this perfect little echo chamber that's so much fun. And I love what I do. I wake up smiling every day. I never dread working. It's just an amazing feeling. So I muted you for a second because I knew you were moving around and trying to see if there was a way to fix that. So yeah, so these days, Debbie does two things. She has a master class that she leads, where she leads you through the process of understanding the difference between, there's something that's like moving. Do you hear that, Debbie?
Yeah, I do. And is that better?
Yeah.
Yes?
It was. Yes, I think every time you move, yeah. It's like it almost sounds like a cat eating. Okay, so we're just gonna go with it. In the masterclass, tell us what you do.
Yes. So the masterclass is basically a brain dump, honestly, of my career in corporate wellness, creating employer wellness programs for the companies in North Carolina under the umbrella of the hospital as the director of wellness. And Kelly actually gave me the idea in Kickstart, you could have, this could be your first masterclass, because my heart was set on providing education. I mean, I've been a master trainer with Reebok and TRX forever. I love teaching. I've always had a side hustle doing weekend workshops. So I basically started creating I wrote the class outline, and I'm a whiz at programming, so that's not hard, right? And I was a little worried because I thought, well, I can write an 8-week outline. I know what I want to teach. Then I had to sit down and create content. It was like, is anything in here going to come out to there? But it did. It was like I just started writing my journey of my career, exactly how I would approach a meeting with an employer and explaining to them why they needed employee wellness programming. And that's an education process, right? It's providing education to a CEO or CFO or an HR director as to why they need employee wellness. It's more than put a check in the box. So I started writing, and I wrote the content, and I did learn. I'll share this tip with all the wellness programs I've created over the years, both medical wellness and employee wellness. With experience, I learned you did not need 8 weeks of content or lessons for any of the programs I created. And Kelly says, just grab the bull and go. Here's another lesson. I mirror that because when I was doing programming, sometimes my instructors, and was most often my dietitians, who wanted the whole program, 12 weeks of PowerPoints done.
Are you saying dietitians are more of perfectionists than instructors and trainers? Wow.
Yes.
That is a good
And
little
so
tidbit.
it was, let's just slow down, see who shows up to class. It's the same program, right? And all the programs we did, we'd repeat them. And then we could basically take our framework, but customize the primary lesson with a bit of a tweak to meet the needs of the group, to the folks that showed up, and have the lesson done. And so I took that learning from all the work I'd done, and I created lesson one. And I had class cohort one and my participants, and then I was like, okay, well, this is who is in my group. So this is what they're interested in. This is what I think they need to know to do it properly, do it well with success out of the gates. Now I'll do my lesson two. So it's a little bit more customizable that way, right? So I built the plane and flew it at the same time. Best thing I ever did. One, it took all the stress off me, like you always say. If I had had the thought that not only did I have to learn tech, Zooming, doing PowerPoints, researching, have 8 PowerPoints done, marketing the class, I probably would have just been like, I can't do this, Kelly. It's too much. But the way I did it allowed for me to just get through each week and customize the lesson, teach it, get the feedback, do the next one. And it was magic. And I'm going on cohort 3 now. And so that's been very joy filled. So that's my masterclass for Fit Pros and fitness club owners, how to break into corporate wellness. And a little bit of consulting has landed in my lap. So that's been unexpected and very happy. Working with some small fitness centers in Georgia and North Carolina. And just launched the Wellness Academy. If you're with Kelly, she talks about transformational workshops and having your monthly membership. And for many months, I struggled with, what is that going to look like for me? Like, what am I doing there? I'm not coaching women to better health, and it organically happened. I think sometimes we just have to have the patience and trust to just keep building. And invariably, after I did master class 1 and 2, the graduates were kind of like, well, what now? Like,
we want to stay with you. What else?
Right? Go ahead, Kelly. Yeah.
So I love this. You said a few things that I wanted to go back and dig in on. And the first was that, when I start talking, for some reason, it makes a weird sound. So I'm going to mute you just for a second. You talked about building the plane while flying it. That's something that we are big believers in the accelerator, because for two reasons. A lot of people think that their first step is to put 6 months worth of videos in the can, and they will go out and put all these videos in the can, and they didn't have the benefit of teaching it to people live. So, like Debbie said, she heard their questions and then she could adjust what she thought she was going to do for lesson 2 based on what they had asked in lesson 1. And I think that is huge for so many of us. Whether it's a fitness offer, whether it's an education offer, doesn't matter. So I love that you dug in on that and that you mentioned that. And I can imagine, Debbie, just knowing you as long as I have, that could have been a little bit hard for you to accept because you like things to be just right. Let me unmute you. Hold on. As
I'm
we all
smiling.
do.
Yes.
We're fitness
You
pros.
Kelly-
We're type A's.
yeah. Basically, what Kelly just said is, you're a control freak. Yes, I am. I am. And I own it. It's okay. And here's why. So when I moved out of fitness into wellness and onto 2 director of wellness roles for hospitals, I learned a lot in professional corporate America that I had not learned in fitness. You know, just being with other directors in the healthcare system, and we had KPIs and we had dashboards and we had monthly operating report out meetings, and there was a very high level of accountability. And as I started to have success in the role, particularly in my North Carolina role, you know, we sold $500,000 of corporate wellness in a small county outside of Charlotte, North Carolina. $500,000 of corporate wellness. Now, I didn't intend to do that. I didn't set out at year 1 in that role saying I'm going to make $500,000 selling wellness to local employers. No, it was very organic. But as I went through the journey and partnering with these small to medium-sized employers, you do cross T's, you do dot I's, you do learn follow-up skills at the highest level. The integrity piece, when a company agrees to pay myself and my team on behalf of the hospital $185,000 for a year-long wellness program, you know, I held myself at a very high level as well because there was really no other way to do the work. And that has translated into a little bit of a control freak on my part. But I love my details, right? I love operations.
That's what makes you you.
My skills in a different way, I guess.
Yeah. And that is what's great about building a business is that you get to work in your zone of genius, and the other things you either let go of or you delegate. You mentioned $500,000 in corporate wellness, and I wanted to dig in on that for a second because at the end of the day, your masterclass is all about getting people to the point where they would go out and make a proposal for a fitness or a wellness program to a corporation. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. So the idea,
and $500,000 in a small county, that just shows you how much this is needed.
Yeah, that's a really good point, Kelly. And in fact, now more so than ever, I just attended the FitTech Summit today, and it was 2.5 hours of gold. And if any of us need affirmation that it's all about health and wellness right now, and that fitness is moving towards wellness, this was magic today. It was leaning into 2 themes. One is the surgence of apps and the convergence of apps and medical devices. And because everything is about health and wellness, and all of us wanting to be, not all, that's a generalization, but clearly there's much more importance and value placed on good health now, post-pandemic, from before. Whether it's come out of fear of being sick and dying, which is very extreme, or you lost a loved one in your journey, those are the real life things that move us along in our health journeys. Because, you know, if you lose someone you love and you're like, that's not happening to me, and we take care of those around us that we love. So all that to say, health and wellness is booming like crazy right now. And there is such opportunity for us to go into your Fit Pro toolbox, pull out everything you have, movement skills, leadership, personality, musicality, programming, understanding of the human psyche and behavior change, being the smiley face in the room, being the catcher's mitt where everyone is welcome with you and they feel that from you, like you don't judge. Fit Pros, we bring all that, right? So it doesn't take a lot for me to convince anyone on this call, you have what you need. You don't need to go and get 15 more certifications. You just need to take your skill set, let me sprinkle some business magic on top, and
There
learn
we
the
go.
skills of going to market. Which programs can you produce? What are the various pricing models that exist out in the universe right now? And there are several. What are reasonable prices for fit breaks, lunch and learns, that kind of thing? And then someone's going to ask you to write a proposal. So what does a proposal look like? How much information do you put in it? And I share sample proposals and templates. And I'm really proud because the first two cohorts have produced several proposals and they're selling, and it's
Oh my
an
gosh,
added
that's
layer.
amazing.
Like Kelly, you say, work smarter, not harder. Why would you keep going down the path of making $15 for a Group X class, which is what I was offered in Tucson when I was out there? I'm like, are you what? My head hurts. Please stop.
Why don't I just pay you $20? Just,
Right? And I'll go ride my road
just stop
bike.
embarrassing yourself.
It's so crazy. To maybe taking what you know, repurposing it, and if you're already Zooming and you have on-demand resources, you're set up perfectly for post-pandemic work from home model, right? And so, go out to a small to medium-sized employer, a church, an apartment complex, resort, hotel, golf and country clubs. They're all looking for wellness stuff. And make $300 for a 30-minute lunch and learn. I mean,
You know what it
honestly,
really requires at the end of the day is just getting out of your own way and crowning yourself the expert and accepting that you're worth more than 15 or 25 bucks an hour. Accepting that that you have a valuable skill set. Every one of us, like you said, fitness. On top of that, public speaking, wearing a leotard in front of people and sweating and huffing, puffing. And that's just the basics. Then you've kept up your certifications. You've got your own unique expertise and experience that has informed the way that you can speak to transformations or speak to helping a specific audience within that organization. So there's just so much there. There's no reason. I truly believe there's no reason that there's a fitness professional out there that needs to be making 15 bucks an hour. It's crazy talk.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Kelly. And unfortunately, some of the economics of our industry are such that the reality is there are clubs just struggling to stay in business right now. And it's a budgetary decision, as difficult and painful as it is for us as professionals to hear. We don't have to accept it, but to hear that still within our industry, clubs are paying $15 a class. Now, in all fairness, some of those that are doing that have not yet recovered the losses of the pandemic. And so they're doing what they believe they need to do to stay in business for the long game. But it's really tough to hear that and see it. Like you and I have been in the industry forever, have spent so much money furthering our advanced knowledge and certifications and educations and all of the things, to accept that that's what we want to do. And clearly this conversation is, you don't have to choose that path, especially post-pandemic, with 1 in 6 Americans working from home. Innovation is key. And so you can deliver your products and services in so many different ways now that you don't have to accept that $15 class option. There's other options to make us all happier and earning back what we have invested, our ROI in our careers, right? No matter where we are in our journey, if we're just starting out or we're 20 years in, it's all the same. And I don't think we elevate the industry until we can talk about this like we're doing and not accept the less than. Because as long as we
Hmm.
accept that, it will prevail, right? So
Hmm.
I like these conversations for that reason, because it keeps it top of mind that there's a different path to take today.
Agreed. So good. So good. Um, so the wellness, the master class is one thing. That's got a beginning and an end. Now you've also done your wellness academy, and your wellness academy is almost like a social media network on steroids. Like it's a group similar to the Grow Your Fitness Business group, but it's totally different. You're bringing in professional speakers, and it's this higher level of content. And so, in terms of like your business model, you're looking at your master classes, like your transformational program, and then your wellness academy as kind of like your monthly subscription program. And in terms of the way that people can work with you, you, I'm going to say this and then correct me if I'm wrong. You would like to see them do the course and then stay on with you by staying in the wellness academy.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Although I do think I was fueled to pick up the pace of the Wellness Academy, because I had a few folks that said, I want to learn about wellness, Debbie, but I don't want to take one more master class. With all due respect, love you, mean
Mhm.
it. I just don't want to take, I'm already in 4 groups. I'm like,
Yes.
oh, okay. So what do I do with that? Right. I'm like, oh boy. And in my heart, I do want to, at this point in my career, share my knowledge and education and learnings from my career and keep things moving forward. That if there are fit pros in the universe that want to understand the shift from fitness to wellness industry wide, just generically what that looks like, right? All the things around wellness, medical wellness, employee wellness, insurance, reimbursement models, the legality of the work we do. We're talking about burnout and self care and resiliency. The world is just exhausted, and we have to take care of ourselves too. So, like you said, Kelly, the academy is 3 months of coming together once a week. I have a guest speaker most every week, and Kelly, you're coming on, so that's great.
What?
And the idea is to have a safe space for us to grow and learn about new things and ask the vulnerable questions and know that you're going to get answers. Maybe not in the 30-minute meeting that we have once a week, but there'll be follow up with answers to questions that maybe you have going on in your business, or you just want to talk about something. So I grew up, one of the reasons that I'm so passionate about the academy is I did grow up with the opportunity to be in an Eagles mentorship group with Bob Esquire years and years ago. And Gilbert was my accountability partner way back when, Kelly, when I was in South Carolina. And we used to fly in quarterly meetings with the folks that were invited to this group. And was my partner. And I had one of the most productive periods of my fitness life, not my full-time job, which was the director of health directions, but my side hustle, fitness workshops and other things, when I was going through that accountability group with Ann as my partner, because we had homework, we had 30-day goals, 60-day goals, 90-day goals, 6 month and a year. And we would come together once a month as a group and with our partner, and we would have to share our progress. And I really thrived in that environment. So that has stayed with me, that it was something I loved and that I wanted to make happen at some point in my career. So here we are. It's kind of just happened, and it's very fun. It's very fun.
It is. I think coaching is the best business model. I might be biased. So those are the things I really wanted to make sure that we talked about today. I wanted to make sure, because every time I bring you on, people are very interested in working with you. You have something that is so needed, and people have, even if they don't have a full sense of it yet, they feel it brewing. I mean, $500,000 in a very small county in North Carolina in 1 year, that just shows you how much corporations and organizations need wellness partners, and that is what we can be for them. So I wanted to make sure that we talked about the offers that you've got out there, and your academy is kicking off now. People can still join, correct? Where do they go to find out more?
Yeah, so just go to www.debbiebellinger.com. Oh, and I'm excited to share. I finally have a new website. It's been updated. And
I'll go take a look.
please. And yeah, so it's all there. And the academy, you can join at any time. It's June, July, and August for my inaugural launch. We have 15. I'm super happy with that. It's a big enough group, but not too big, right? So it's still got that warm feel to it.
Mhm.
And you're welcome to come in at any point. It's super cheap. You'll see on the website. And I think you'll learn. I think you'll go from Fit Pro to Wellness Pro, and then go out and make more magic happen. Go do those proposals and things.
Love it. Love it. So good. That's where people need the support is those little logistical things that kind of throw them for a loop. They're like, I've never written a proposal. I'm a group fitness instructor. Okay, so with that, that's what I wanted you to make sure that you got out is that address and the information about the offers. You guys, we will have Debbie on again. Her and I are partnering on a lot of things, and she's the corporate partnerships coach inside my accelerator right now. So she comes in and does office hours and answers questions for any of the accelerators that are creating corporate partnerships or thinking about creating wellness programming, whatever it is. And I'm just super proud to be collaborating with you on that and to have you with me for as long as I can afford you.
That's cute.
Okay, so I'm gonna bring you off. You guys, I apologize for the sound issue. It's just one of those things, a little tech issue. And then I will outro the show, and then I'll talk with you for a minute after. All right. I thank you, Debbie. You guys say thank you. Give her some hearts and fire. So, Debbie Bellinger, corporate partnerships, wellness, that is her thing. She's in the group. Send her questions about how you can get with her and learn more and work with her. Be considering ways that you can use partnerships all around you to really give your business some momentum. I think that's the thing. When you can take this one to many thing that you already know how to do and then put that on steroids by coming into an entire company and saying, I can offer this to your people. Now you've really got something that has some more legs and can really empower your business with some income. So that's where I think it fits in with all of us, and we'll continue this discussion. So y'all, thank you for being here. I'm trying to usually I give you guys something that you can do to you know, empower your business at the end of the show. I did the Kickstart last weekend live. Debbie came in and spoke. Um, that is still available. All of those recordings will still be up all week. And then I'm going to be putting them into a recorded archive, and you'll be able to go through it at your own pace from there. So if the Kickstart is something that you're interested in, just go to fitprosconnect.com/Kickstart, get registered. We will make sure that you have the access that you need. If you tell me you need a few extra days because you came in late or something like that, we'll get all of that taken care of for you. But that Kickstart was fire. People learned all the things and got their businesses going. So if that's something that interests you, I highly suggest go over there, take a look at it, and maybe join if that feels right for you. All right. And with that, I will say goodbye. You guys, I'll be on Instagram Live on Thursday at 3 o'clock with Joella Hopkins, and she's going to be telling us more about the programming that they are doing at EOS Fitness in relation to people over 50 who do not want to do chair workouts. We're seeing a big boom in that demand and that growth. So that's what we'll be talking about with her. All right, y'all. I will see you soon.